जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो यशोदानंदन जयो ब्रजजनरंजन ओ यशोदानंदन जयो ब्रजजनरंजन जयो यशोदानंदन जयो ब्रजजनरंजन जयो दानंदन जयो ब्रजजनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी यमुना तीरवनचारी जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी जयो माधव जयो कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। We'll sing the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Yalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Shri Visakamvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Junabandhu Jagatpate गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरया। नस्तप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। परमानंदं माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नामस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमाचार्य पादाय निताय कृपापतारिणे गौरकथा ग्रामदाय नगर ग्रामदारिणे। So welcome everybody for the morning Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 6, entitled The Conversation Between Narada and Vyasadeva, text number 20. Evam yatantam vijane mam aho gocharo giram gambhira slakshnaya vacha सुचा प्रसमायान इवा। एवं यतन्तं विजने माम अहो गचारो गिराम गंभीरा श्लक्ष्णया वाचा सुचा प्रसामयान इवा। एवं यतन्तं विजने माम अहो आहा गोचरो गिराम गंभीरा श्लक्ष्णया वाचा सुचा प्रसामयान इवा। प्लीज चैंट। एवं यतन्तं विजने माम अहं गोचरो गिराम गंभीरा लक्ष्मया वाचा। गंभीरा श्लक्ष्णया वाचा सुचा प्रसाम्यान इवा। यतन्तं विजने ममः गोचरो गिराम् गम्भीराश्लक्ष्णया वाचा शुचा प्रसामयानि वा। माताजी। एवं यतन्तं विजने माम अहागोचरो गिराम गंभीराश्लक्ष्णया वाचा शुचा प्रसामयानि वा। एवं यतन्तं विजने माम अहागोचरो गिराम गंभीराश्लक्ष्णया वाचा शुचा प्रसन्नयानि वा। Word for word meaning. Evam, thus. Yatantam, one who is engaged in attempting. Vijane, in that lonely place. Mam, unto me. Aha, said. Agochara, beyond the range of physical sound. Giram, utterances. Gambhira, grave. Lakshnaya, pleasing to hear. Vacha, words. Sucha, grief. Prasamayan, mitigating. Iva, like. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Seeing my attempts in that lonely place, the personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all mundane description, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words just to mitigate my grief. Purport. In the Vedas, it is said that God is beyond the approach of mundane words and intelligence, and yet, by His causeless mercy, one can have suitable senses to hear Him or to speak to Him. This is the Lord's inconceivable energy. One upon whom His mercy is bestowed can hear Him. The Lord was much pleased with Narada Muni, and therefore the necessary strength was invested in him so that he could hear the Lord. It is not, however, possible for others to perceive directly the touch of the Lord during the probationary stage of regulative devotional service. It was a special gift for Narada, and when he heard the pleasing words of the Lord, the feelings of separation were to some extent mitigated. A devotee in love with God feels always the pangs of separation and is therefore always enwrapped in transcendental ecstasy. I seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas here so that I can say something for my own purification, as well as that it should be for the benefit of all the listeners, both present here as well as online. Thank you. The translation I'm reading again. Seeing my attempts in that lonely place, the personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all mundane description, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words just to mitigate my grief. Now, in this opening sentences of this purport, Prabhupada gives one or two very important points, which is what we need to focus on as it is of practical use in the practice of devotional service, so that we can make advancement. So, the first two lines are, in the Vedas it is said that God is beyond the approach of mundane words and intelligence. So this is point number one. And number two is, and yet by His causeless mercy, one can have suitable senses to hear Him or to speak to Him. And this is the Lord's inconceivable energy. So these are the 2 points based on which we will focus our discussion today. And these 2 points are very important in that it enables us to understand this entire philosophy of how to see God, how to understand God, and there is this element of God's mercy, which completes the equation that we see and He sees us. So this is what we need to understand. Now in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 17.134, it is said that Ateva Krishnara Nama Deha Vilasa Prakritrendriya Grahya Nahe Hai Swaprakasha. Meaning, the holy name of Krishna, His body and His pastimes cannot be understood by blunt material senses. They are manifested independently. That is what is being stressed here, is that we cannot understand God by saying that yes, Radha Madhav down in the deity hall is made out of, say, stone or mud or whatever is the material, a marble or whatever. No. If that is our vision, that yes, he is made out of, say, printed ink or marble or whatever, we will never be able to understand God. Once in the West, one devotee was giving a class and Prabhupada was sitting there. In the class, Prabhupada was amongst the audience. One of his disciples was giving the class and he was explaining about deity worship. So at a point, Prabhupada stopped him and he said, okay, you have the deity of, say, Radha Madhav in the temple. Now, which part of that deity is Krishna? I mean, there was a little bit of a silence, and then Prabhupada explained that that deity is Krishna. It is not that his hand is Krishna or his leg is Krishna or his face is Krishna. That entire deity is Krishna. The dhoti which he is wearing, the flute which he is holding, the garlands which he is wearing, all of them is Krishna. All of them are spiritual. So if we look at that personality with our material eyes, saying that yes, he is made out of stone, mud, marble, this, that, etc., we will never be able to understand God. That is what Prabhupada was trying to drive home. The purport to this Madhya Lila 17.134 reads as, since Krishna's transcendental body, name, form, qualities, pastimes and entourage are all the absolute truth, they are as good as Krishna himself. That is Satchidananda Vigraha. So Krishna as well as his paraphernalia, including his entourage, that is, if we are also in that Sankirtan Yajna, we are also spiritual. And he is the absolute truth. Now, I'll just try to explain this concept of absolute truth and relative truth. Like we, on a standalone basis, are relative truth. Now, I normally live in Bangalore and I have come to Mayapur. Now, the flight which has brought me here, I am relative to that flight which has brought me here from Bangalore to Mayapur, to Calcutta, and then on to the train through which I came. So, I am relative to that. Like for instance, my parents have given me birth and they have brought me into the material world. So, I am relative to their existence. So, all of us Jivatmas in this material world are relative truth. Unlike us, Krishna is absolute truth. He does not depend on anything for him to manifest himself. Like for instance, if we are to take birth as say a tiger or a whatever, I mean it could all be due to our past karmas. We have no say in where we will be taking birth. We are relative to that. Whereas Krishna, he decides himself when and where he is going to appear. He is absolute. So that is what is meant by absolute truth. So again in this purport, see, Krishna's transcendental body, name, form, qualities, pastimes and entourage are all absolute truth. So this is what is meant by absolute truth. They are as good as Krishna himself, Satchidananda Vigraha. As long as the living entity is conditioned by the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion and ignorance, the objects of his material senses, that is material form, taste, smell, sound and touch, will not help him to understand spiritual knowledge and bliss. Rather, these are revealed to the pure devotee who gets onto the spiritual platform. So, one's material name, form and qualities are certainly different from one another. That is, this is being talked about of the material body. In the material world, there is no conception of absolute. However, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we find that there is no material difference between Krishna's body and his names, activities and entourage. So, this is what is being explained here, and in Vadanti Tattva Vedas 1-11 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada explains in a very detailed manner, in a graphic manner, the difference between the relative truth and the absolute truth, how here there is duality and in the spiritual world there is no duality. I mean, it's a very nice verse to meditate on, Vadanti Tattva Vedas. So, that is about relative truth and absolute truth. Krishna is absolute truth and we are relative truth. Like for instance, this mic, it is made out of material elements, but as of now it is being used for preaching Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this becomes spiritual at this moment. We use this very same mic to belt out rock music. It becomes, this very same mic becomes relative truth, material. So, that's the difference between relative truth and absolute truth. Now, Madhya-lila 17.136 continues this thought. Ata Sri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyaha sevanmukhe hi jivhado swayam eva spurati adaha. This translation is, therefore, the material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities and pastimes. So, when a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord, the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. So, the first point which we saw about the relative truth and absolute truth was more of a philosophy. Now here comes the practical angle as to how we can understand Krishna, is that by using the tongue to chant the holy names of the Lord, which Srila Prabhupada has given to us so very meticulously in all the temples of the world, that yes, we have a session of chanting the holy names. So this is the reason why we do our japa. And we taste the remnants of the Lord. The Lord is offered bhoga and it comes out as Mahaprasad, and that Mahaprasad purifies our polluted consciousness. So the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna is. So this is a process. Now, supposing I want to see Narendra Modi, who is the Prime Minister of India. I may go to Delhi from here, but there is no hope that I will ever be able to see him, because as compared to the stature of Narendra Modi, I am insignificant. I am a non-entity. I mean, if I try to approach his house, maybe even 5 kilometers away, I will be shooed away. I will not be able to approach Narendra Modi. He is a big personality. I am literally a non-entity. On the other hand, say one of you have done a very chivalrous act, a very brave act, and Narendra Modi wants to see you. That is easily arranged. Not that we want to see Narendra Modi of our own, it can never happen. It could happen possibly with very great difficulty. But when Narendra Modi wants to see us, that could be easily achieved. That is why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, do not look out for God, maybe you will not be able to see Him. Rather serve Him or serve the devotees, the servants of His servants, and do it in such a manner that it pleases Him. That is the critical word there, that it pleases the Lord, it pleases spiritual master. Then the audience is arranged. Like one of you did that chivalrous act, the act of bravery, that was definitely an act worth commemorating. Narendra Modi may want to see you. Similarly, when Krishna wants to see us, we have to act in such a manner that we please Him. Similarly, when Arjuna wanted to see the Virat Rupa form of the Lord showed the Virat Rupa form. But at the same time, because of the closeness of Arjuna and Krishna, Krishna gave him the transcendental eyes by which to see the Virat Rupa form of the Lord, and then he could see the Lord, and immediately he paid obeisance to the front, to back, top, bottom, side. Yes, he was bewildered. So, the crucial factor is that we have to act in such a manner that it pleases our spiritual master, it pleases Krishna, and then they will set the stage for seeing us. It doesn't happen the reverse way. Similarly, like I have been practicing Krishna consciousness practically for 2 decades now, but I still feel that I am a starter. I've just begun my journey possibly. Whereas Dhruva Maharaj, 6 months is what it took him. He obeyed the instructions of his spiritual master, and he undertook all the austerities. And the point to be noted is, he wanted to see the Lord with a material objective. Yet, because he served his spiritual master in such a nice way, his spiritual master was pleased, Krishna was pleased. That thought about the material desire was erased clean from his heart. And what did the Lord give him? The Lord gave him Dhruva planet, much, much more than what he ever desired. And we all know Dhruva planet is within this material world, controlling all sun, moon, planets, stars, everything, the earth, everything. And yet, when everything in the material world is annihilated, the Dhruva planet remains as it is. In fact, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that place is called Shvetadvip, which is great. So, the critical word is that we have to do our actions which please Krishna and our spiritual master. Now, there are different types of jivas who get the mercy of the Lord. That is sadhana siddha, that is those who try very hard to follow the regulative principles of bhakti yoga. Then nitya siddha, that is Krishna bhakti is not external, that is, it is natural, it is to be awakened. Again in Madhya Leela 22.107, Nitya siddha Krishna prem sadhya kabunay Shravanadi Suddha Chitte Koraya Uday. Translation: pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. So, what is being trying to conveyed here is that Krishna Prem is already resident within our hearts. It is already there. Only thing is, it is covered. Cheto Darpana Marjanam has not yet happened. So that needs to happen and it will rise. So it is not that we have to go to the market and purchase love of Krishna. No, it is already within us. Only thing is, it has to be extricated. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So, even though pure love is already existing within us, it has to be awakened. And we can understand this with a simple example. Like for instance, breathing. It's a natural phenomenon. We breathe naturally. We don't have to make any endeavors to breathe. But imagine, for instance, that this room in which we are is filled with smoke. If it is filled with smoke, we will not be able to breathe. The reason why this example is being given is that in this material world where we are existing, we have got Krishna Prem within us, but it's difficult. Why? Similar to the fact that yes, we are in that room which is full of smoke, but we are not able to breathe. Similarly, this Krishna Prem is within us, but it needs an extra effort to be taken out. And this material world is, why does it take an extra effort? Because this material world is full of Rajogun and Tamagun. So it is like to the smoke filled room where although we can breathe naturally, but within the smoke filled room we will not have that capability to be able to breathe normally. Similarly, in this place full of Rajogun and Tamagun, we find it difficult to get this Krishna Prem out. It has to be, we need the help of our spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. They have laid down this process. And this is what Narada Muni did when he served those Bhakti Vedantas, took their Mahaprasad and things like that. And Narada Muni got the mercy of Krishna because he was very serious, Gambhira. Another type is Kripa Siddha. We saw the two Siddhas there. The third is Kripa Siddha, that is without sadhana, without being a born devotee, somehow we get the mercy of the Lord. And it is here that yes, most of us come from these kind of a background that yes, we do not deserve what we have got, but then it is Prabhupada's mercy who has given us this big gift. I mean, it's a diamond, most valuable diamond, and we are all in this probationary stage, but then Prabhupada has given this gift to us, whereby we can practice and awaken that Krishna Bhakti. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, verse 10, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So, the crucial word is constantly devoted and worship me with love. Now, so this principle of mercy, how does that come? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is described as Patita Pavana. Patita means papi, that is sinner. And Pavana means pure love. That is, the Supreme Lord can purify even the greatest of sinners. So that is the relationship which we want to realize to be able to get the mercy of Lord Sri Krishna, which Narada Muni has been able to achieve. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he tells in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Anarpita charam chirat karunavya rata kalau samarpayitam unnatvajala rasam swabhakti sriyam haripurata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipata sada hridayo kandara spurati va sachi nandana. Here he is talking about Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. May that Lord who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has descended in this age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This is the exalted position of Mahaprabhu, who is distributing this love of Krishna Prem, and he is not seeing as to whether we are entitled to receive it or not. He is just catching anybody and everybody and bestowing that on us. So that is the reason why Mahaprabhu is the most munificent incarnation. So Mahaprabhu has descended to give us what no other incarnation has given. He is giving Swabhakti, Sriyam, that is the treasure house of his own bhakti, his own ecstatic love, and which has not been given before. So we describe Mahaprabhu as the Lord of mercy and Nityananda Thakur as the deity of mercy. So why is it that we are not getting that mercy? I mean, these two personalities have come here just 500 years ago, and they have flooded this entire place with Krishna Prem. But yet it takes a lot of effort on our part. And after that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our own Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual masters, all of them are sort of requesting us, beseeching us that yes, we should follow the path of Mahaprabhu. Yet it becomes difficult At least I speak for myself. So why is it that we are not getting that mercy? And it's an important question, and that is embodied by Srila Narottam Das Thakur in this very nice song. That is, he describes how we should approach the Lord, the very mood which we should cry out to Him, so that His heart melts, He is pleased, and He gives us His shower of mercy. And I'm sure all of you know the song. It is called Gauranga Karuna Karu. Gauranga Karuna Karu Dina Hina Jane Mosamo Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvani. That is, oh my dear Lord Gauranga, please show your mercy to this lowly soul and destitute soul. O Lord, there is no one more fallen than myself in all the three worlds, Tribhuhane. So if we approach the Lord in this kind of a mood, we could get the mercy of the Lord. Whereas if we stick to our upadhis, our designations, I am this person, I am that person, I am temple commander, I am president, this, that, etc. They act as barriers. For us who are in the material world, these upadhis are like, say, supposing if we are floating around in a very turbulent ocean and there is a raft. It could be made of hay or it could be made of wood. We want to save ourselves in that turbulent ocean. We catch that raft. Similarly, we are in this turbulent ocean of material existence. We catch these upadhis. I am temple president. I am this. I am that. Well, those eyes, they act as barriers. If we want to establish our sambandha with Him, we literally have to come without these designations. Like the gopis in the Vastrahara Leela, or more like what Sanatana Goswami described himself, Ke Ami, who am I? So I have no designations, I am nobody, I am very fallen. Please have mercy on me. Please take me under your shelter. And this is the prayer which we should embody when we are chanting the holy names of the Lord in the morning. That we have to beg Mahaprabhu that He has to give us that mercy. We are absolutely fallen, but we will be lost without His mercy. Then that was the first verse. The second verse is Date Trina Dhori Gaura Daki He Tomar Kripa Kori Esho Amar Hidaya Mandire. This is also very nice verse saying that holding the grass between my teeth, O Lord Gaura, I am calling out to you now. Please be compassionate upon me and come to reside within the temple of my heart. In the temple of my heart, there is worship going on. Worship of I, myself. That is what is going on. I want to destroy that. I want to clean that place up. And I want to build a nice seat for you to come and sit there. That is what he is saying here. So when we have a straw between our teeth, it indicates abject, total humility. Because if we have straw between our teeth, we can't say anything. Like Rup and Sanatan, when they went to meet Mahaprabhu in Ramakeli, they similarly went with the straw in their teeth. And they paid obeisances even from very far because they were working for the Muslim ruler, Nawab. And Mahaprabhu said that do not display such humility, it breaks my heart. Mahaprabhu is moved. That is the reason why he gave them that kind of mercy. So, when we go like this, Mahaprabhu will ask, okay, what is it that you want? Kripa kori esho amar hidaya mondire. That is the answer to that question. What is it that you want? Kripa kori esho amar hidaya mondire. I want to reconstruct that temple in my heart so that I can offer a nice seat for you. And presently the worship in that temple is going on only for me. The third verse is Jodi Jadi Daya na koribe patita dekhiya patita pavana nama kishere lagiya. So if you do not give me your mercy, seeing how fallen I am, then why are you known as patita pavan? Of course, Narottam Das Thakur, Sanatan Goswami at their exalted level could hold these kind of conversations. We at our LKG level, we have to go some more distance to be able to come to this state that yes, we can say that in fact he says that you are supposed to be Patita Pavan. If you do not rescue me, I am going to change your name board. Your name is Patita Pavan. No, I am going to remove that. I mean, Narottam Das Thakur could hold this kind of a conversation because of his exalted position. So, the last word is Podechi Bhava Tufane Nahika Nishta Sri Charana Tarane Dare Dashik Koro Par. That is, I am plunged in this violent hurricane, stricken waves in this ocean of the material world from which there is no escape. Kindly give me the gift of your divine lotus feet, which are compared to a boat in which your servant may cross over the ocean of birth and death. So, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, if you don't give me a mercy, I will not survive this tossing about in this hurricane of the material ocean, in which we also find ourselves in. I will die. I am lost in the middle of the ocean and I can't see the shore. The waves are beating me. So much wicked thoughts, so much anger, lust, greed, all of these are compared to the waves. They are tossing me from one end to the other, dashing me, and there is no hope. So I pray to you to please rescue me by giving me a place in your boat so that I can cross over. Then Mahaprabhu agrees. I mean, this is the kind of a plea which is made to Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu agrees. But he says, okay, I will give you a place on my boat. Do you have a ticket? No ticket, no place on the boat. Then Narottam Das Thakur sings, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasher Anudash Prarthana Koriye Sada Narottama Das. Narottam Das, the servant of Lord Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, ceaselessly makes this prayer. So Narottam Das Thakur says, yes, I have a ticket given by my Guru, my spiritual master and my Param Gurudev, who are all coming in your line of disciplic succession. So Narottam Das Thakur is the embodiment of humility, and he has shown very high level of humility in his prayers. All his prayers are like this, and we could take learnings from all of them, that yes, we could similarly pray to Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu to grant us this mercy. And just like Narada Muni has been granted that mercy, Dhruva Maharaj had been granted that mercy, we similarly should be rescued from this material world and placed as one of the atoms at his lotus feet. Hare Krishna. there are any comments or questions, I have got a train to catch, so maybe one comment or a question, please, and then I'll have to run literally. Anything? Yes.
Earlier you said that there's nothing, everything is Krishna in terms of beauty, quoting that story.
That's right.
And everything. And you extended saying that even the dress of the Lord is a deity. Dress of the Lord
is Krishna, spiritual.
So how do you differentiate between the Leela and the Lord himself? Because if you say that the dress of the Lord is also Krishna,
yeah,
then there will be something which may not be handled in the detail, maybe which.
Okay, let me explain that. Yeah, let me explain that.
Somebody will not be so careful.
Correct, right. Say you have Krishna's dhoti. Krishna is wearing it. That is spiritual, right? Krishna's dhoti is Krishna when it is being used in the service of Krishna. When the same dhoti is in the shopkeeper's shop, it is material. When it is being deployed in the service of Krishna, like Prabhupada also says that this mic is spiritual when it is used for broadcasting Srimad Bhagavatam. When it is being used for beating out rock music, it is material. Let me give you another example. Just imagine I am holding a banana in this hand, and I ask you to point to this banana. You point to the banana, right? I peel the banana. I put the peel there, and I hold the banana here. Now can you tell me which is the banana? Which is it? That's right. Is that the banana? But 2 minutes back you were saying that that is the banana. Why? Because that was attached to the banana. So when this dhoti is used in the service of Krishna, that is spiritual. It is Krishna. When it is separate from Krishna, it is used for some material thing, it is material. It is still for Krishna. So it is still spiritual. Sorry? It is not used. Fine. It still has that potency, so it is still Krishna. Like this garland. It is still Krishna's garland, which is why we take it. It is not that we take it straight from the garden and use it. So this still has that potency of Krishna. So it's similar to that banana skin. As long as that skin is attached to the banana, you will point to the banana and say that is banana. Point to the skin and say it is banana because it is attached to it. But the moment the skin is removed, it is thrown in the garbage bag. The banana is what remains and the skin is separate. Shall we? Hare Krishna Prabhu. श्रीमद् भागवतम ग्रंथराज की जय, चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।